Fantastic good afternoon once again. Second game. Oh, Johnson with a very good in-swinging Yorker. The first delivery from the USR start team. Orlando Johnson with a fantastic delivery playing against the Punjab Blues, who have been selected to bat. So Johnson getting things on the way from the West Palm Beach end. He has some very good in-swinging Yorker, as we mentioned earlier about Johnson, what he's capable of doing. Oh, another Yorker, but well digged out from the batsman to get things on the way. So Johnson being effective early has lived up to his expectation, knowing that he's capable of bowling those induckers into the right-handers, and he's been doing that thus far.
The dugout well by the batsman.
Absolutely.
So once again, it's Audley Watson and Lenroy White. We are here for the next 5 overs.
Shahil Megan gets off the mark. Put Sani on strike.
During the Sami.
And the ball driven out to mid-wicket. They're looking for 2. They should get it quite comfortably in the end. Johnson just over pitching a little bit. They're trying to emerge another Yorker into the batsman. Just missing his line by a fraction. Not easy to get those Yorkers in effectively. 6 in a row.
And of course, this match is Punjab Blues versus the US All-Stars. I think many time champions, or at least I know one time they won the US Open. But they're also a team with a galaxy of stars.
And the captain, Jishan Qureshi, the son of MAQ Qureshi, the CEO of the US Open, McCarty Qureshi. You can see Jishan Qureshi there at shortish, long off.
And of course, Mac is everything when it comes to the US Open.
Absolutely. He's an all-rounder of cricket.
He plays the cricket. He's the administrator.
I'm surprised he's not playing this year. Johnson ball short, and that's cut down to third man position. The batsman was only able to come through for 1. And it takes the total on to 4 without loss.
So far, steady over. Johnson is living up to his reputation, running in and bowling those balls coming because he's left-handed, ducking in from the offside, coming to the leg side. And many times he's bowling those Yorkers, which have to be dug out by the batters.
Oh, another very good delivery outside the off stump. The batsman drives, misses completely. So at the end of the first over, it is 4 without loss. If you're watching online, Facebook, YouTube, welcome to MAQ TV. Hope you guys are enjoying the game so far. Umpire Jermaine Lindo, one of the super experienced umpire in the US Open throughout the years. Very experienced candidate. And Sahid Zafar to continue to bowl from the pavilion end. Cuts picked up by Jishan Qureshi in the cover area. Batsman can't score. So as we approach his over number 2, Zafar bowled, trying to work this one on the onside.
So far, very easy going. Game is still young, early goings, and the batters are trying to see their way in. And that
there's
one
appealing. Umpire not interested.
seems to be going down the leg side, even from our position here. Not that what we think really matters.
It all comes down to the man in the middle,
Man standing behind the stump.
Mr. Jermaine Lindo, experienced campaigner. Trying to heat this one over mid-wicket for the second time in a row, but unable to get any sort of connection.
Keep on swinging. If it's down the leg side, he's going to get one.
He was in two mind to go over the top, but at the end of it, he checked it. Can't score once again. So 5 dot balls in a row. Zahid Zafar is getting some really good turn off the pitch as well. This time he goes. So one coming from that over.
I was about to say, would it be the first maiden over? But then, no more.
At least they're containing the Punjab Blues so far. They've gotten 2 overs only for 5 runs. And that's really good economic from the 2 opening bowlers thus far. Sani's off 4 off 9.
A little overcast, little sky, little cloud over the stadium momentarily. Now it's gone again. Hoping we won't be getting any rain. We looked and in the forecast, we heard earlier that there's supposed to be some rain coming in, but then at the moment we are still having cloudy skies in the distance, but it's nice, good cricket being played right here in sunshine.
It's excellent weather for fast bowling as well. It's not too humid out there. It's just the right sort of condition for swing bowling as well. And if he gets the ball in the hero, he knows he got the induckers. Hopefully he can get one that moves away from the left-hander as well. Orlando Johnson.
Yes, that's important. The bowler must be able, a bowler, not this bowler particular, but any bowler must be able to. It's good to have in your arsenal the one that moves away from the batsman when he's looking for the one coming in, and that one moving away from him.
This delivery pitch stop from Johnson, smash through the covers, 4 runs. Extravagant shot through the covers from Megan. And that takes a total on to 10 without loss. A very good shot through the cover, split both fielders and run into the boundary for 4. Johnson just over pitching a little bit. He needs to get the ball on the wicket. And a very good shot.
Yes, indeed. The batter had the opportunity to free up his arms, and he did, and it paid off. 4 runs.
Oh, my word. Very good delivery. Batsman going across the line. The ball missed the off stump, probably by an inch or 2. Very good delivery there from Johnson. Very good comeback delivery.
Indeed, just over the stumps. Just over.
So if you just join us, we have the Punjab Blues versus the US All-Star. Oh, and he's pulling this in the air. Should be taken. It's dropped. Opportunity for a catch. But it was put down at shortish mid-wicket. Very good effort. The batsman got hands to it, but wasn't able to pull off a stunning catch.
Yeah, it would be a difficult one. The ball was always running away from him, and he was running it all his might, and then maybe just got one hand to touch the ball, but wasn't able to bring off that spectacular catch. But it was very good efforts from that fielder.
Well, those are the sort of off chances that you need to take to change the momentum of the game. Oh, Johnson. Again, the batsman trying to go heave. Wasn't able to make that vital connection.
There's something about the walk of Johnson. He just walking down. He reminds me so much of Patrick Pattison.
Very cool.
Patrick Rambo Pattison.
Very cool, calm and collective. Oh, he's pulled him! He has done it again! Orlando Johnson celebrates!
Twinkle, twinkle, little wicket. It's still blinking. Yes. He missed and the bowler hit.
And that's the nature of the game. Coming up as a kid, that's what the coach would tell you. You keep it wicket to wicket, you miss high hit, and exactly what Johnson did. And it was only a matter of fact before that would have happened. You smell something coming, the batsman going across the line on a couple of occasions. And Johnson getting the job done efficiently.
As always, he has always been a very good bowler. He has strike bowler. And I've seen him been taken apart maybe once here at the stadium. Been cleaned up for a 6 and then he came back and shackled the stumps.
You know he's a local boy from here in Fort Lauderdale. And he's been playing US Open, I think, for a very, very long time, over 6-7 years. And he's always delivering the goods for his captain. Whichever team he represents, he's a man that delivers and get the job done. And the batsman who was gone was Megan, who went for Newman to the crease.
Kanash. Can
to the crease, the new man. And he'll be looking to get things going and build a partnership and get his team to a respectable total. Today, the Brampton Pacers got to 157. Yet to see a 160 on the wicket yet thus far. But maybe they're saving it for the best. And there's a loud shout. Umpire Lindo not interested.
And as I would always say, not that it's very important, it doesn't matter, but he was going down the leg. That looked like it was going down the leg side to us. Well, to me.
From our standpoint, it does look pitched outside. But he's getting the ball to nibble a little bit into the right-hander. And they're trying to get back on the back for the knee over mid-wicket. But they haven't been successful in terms of trying to maneuver the ball. Just probably need to get bat and ball and get a single and get the scoreboard ticking. Plays out to long off. Can't score. So we've gotten 3 dot balls in this over so far. His first over only went for 1 run. So he's been very vital and economical.
Very economical on the ball.
Advances the batsman.
Fielded well to his bowling as well. A miss and it could be for 4 runs. Good fielding, good batting, good fielding. Cat and mouse, 4 dot balls. Trying to loose that shackle that has been coiled around him. Let's see what happens.
This time he goes over mid-wicket. And it's run away for 4 down to square leg. Beg your pardon, down the square leg for 4. Very good shot. Got back on the back foot and heave over square leg for 4 runs. So he gets things on the way. Ishani, very good shot. So the score moves on to 15 for 1 in 3.5. Oh, he dropped it. Driven back hard at the bowler. He wasn't able to hold on to that catch. But those are the sort of catches that win matches. And once it gets to the hand, the coach would say you should have taken that routine catch straight back at you. Was it hard? But could have been taken.
It was hard, but he had it in both hands actually. But it wasn't with the soft hand, so it may just ricochet back on the ground. You could see he lie on the ground for a while to say, oh, what have I done? I put him down. I've just put the man down. But
maybe they've gotten to him quicker than he expected.
Right.
Because he seemed to have everything covered. He was right behind it, but just wasn't able to pull off a stunner catch. So Johnson, he's gotten 1 wicket thus far.
So at the end of 4, it's 15 for 1. And we are still in the power play. The first 6 overs are the power play overs. Only 2 fielders can be outside the 30-yard circle, and we have said that over and over again. But of course, we have new viewers coming in, and just in case someone is watching that not accustomed to the rules and wondering why only 2 men are on the outside of that circle. After 6 overs, then the power play will be over.
And then you're allowed to have 5 fielders outside. Johnson getting his rhythm in.
Oh, bad misfield there. That ball seemingly went through the legs of the fielder and down to the boundary for 4.
Well, that was a routine picked up. The fielder didn't get his body behind the ball to stop it. Went right to the legs, and that's very poor cricket. In this level of cricket, you got to do better than that in protecting your boundary. And this time is hammered away, and that's gone all the way over square leg for 6. A very good shot from Shani. Very good shot. Saini playing a wonderful pull shot for 6.
And Johnson stood there and admired and said, hey, that was a good one, as if to say to him, yes, that was a good one. I came at you with all I've got, and you just turn around and dispatch that one for 6. That's a good one. But you know what? I have another one to come at you.
Ooh, and that's a draffer for delivery. Beating the batsman all up outside the off stump. Batsman had no clue. That one seemed to move away from the right-hander. And that's the one we were talking about. And a very good looking shot over. Long off for 4 runs. So Johnson's been taken to the sword here. Fantastic shot. And the batsman is in no mood for game today. He's in the mood to party.
So far in this over, he has dispatched for 4, bad misfield, then a 6 and a 4.
And
so we know at least 14.
It only takes a misfield like that to kill the bowler momentum and his concentration. So you need to back up your bowlers at each given moment and each opportunity you get.
You just have to remind yourself that that's history. It's just like playing golf. You hit a bad shot. If you continue to mourn on that shot, you know what's going to happen. It's going to ruin the rest of your rounds. So just the same thing. You know, if you're hit as a bowler, just look at it as a bad experience and come and do it again.
Absolutely. You can only get better from your mistake. And if you're the type that is willing to learn and move forward, then, you know, it's a bright future. But you can't live in the past, as you mentioned. You got to be able to get up off the ground, brush yourself off, and keep walking with your head up and keep that momentum going. So after 5, we're down to 31 for 1. Is the Punjab blue theme. And saying he's gotten 23 from 21. So he's in no mood to play around here today. He's been destructive thus far.
So the previous over produces 16 runs. Very expensive runs from very expensive over from Johnson.
You just need to get that behind him and know it's in the nature of the game. This is T20 cricket, and you've got very high-class players here represented in the US Open this season. So it only gets better.
Bowler just misses run. Of course, dead ball. So he'll be coming to do it all over again. Sammy.
Sani and strike. He's rotating the strike and taking most of the strike, which is pretty good for a top order batsman. Very good delivery as he jabbed this one out to a shortish mid-wicket. Can't score. So if you're just tuning in, this is the second game of the afternoon. Earlier, Brampton Pacers beat the Atlanta Vern by a mere 5 runs. It went down to the last over, the last delivery, the second to last delivery of the game. At one stage, the Atlanta team, they were struggling for 65 for the last 8 wicket. And a very outstanding 9 wicket partnership between Hossain and Captain Ryan Hemmerett. Got 82 runs partnership, got them back into the game. They were only 4 runs away. But that's the nature of the game, you know what I mean? It's T20. So you got to be on your best.
Ali Shafiq.
Oh, and that's a big shout. Umpire not interested at the minute.
Ball seemed to be cutting down the leg side, coming from the offside, going down sharp down to the leg side.
Yeah, Shafiq there. It looks really good. Look, his momentum is with him. He's getting a good rhythm off the wicket. He just need to continue. And hopefully he can do the job for his team.
.32 for 1. Still bright sunshine here. Bright sunshine here. And for those who are watching from the winter wonderland, the wintry wonderland.
Very good placement down to 3rd man position.
Too bad I can't invite you this year to come on for some of the sunshine. You know, we're under the quarantine. We're not really quarantine, but the COVID social distancing situation. And because of that, Mr. Vinod Mamshan is in Trinidad and Tobago right now, and Mr. Shaw up in Canada, and Shah Faisal, he's in Atlanta, and other people who would have been here, other teams, they are not here this year. We have cut back from the traditional 32 teams to only 8 teams this year. But we are, all the teams, all the games are being conducted right here in a safe bubble inside the stadium. No plays going on right now on ground 1 or 2 or anywhere else. So this is it. US Open 2020 rather, the 12th edition.
What I must say that the staff, they've been doing a fantastic job in terms of the protocol and the guidelines.
Yes.
The way that the when you come in the stadium, it's sanitation, it's checking your temperature. So they've been doing a really fantastic job, and we got to give them credit for that. Ian as well, medical staff here, they're doing a really wonderful job. Very good delivery. And as it is, Punjab Blues, they're up to 33 for 1 as we approaches the last ball of the power play.
No rapid fire play, but they've been real steady, and this is what they're looking for right now. Only 1 wicket down, so they just go on with the 1s and the 2, of course. And just to remember that just a few overs ago, Johnson was taken for was it 15, I say, or 16 in that over. So they don't have to be in a mad rush now. Just take your time. This one, for a moment, I thought it was going to be out, but down in the 3rd man region. Over the boundary now, and it's 4 runs.
Very good shot. The ball was pitched up. The batsman went for the full-blooded shot over extra cover, hit top edge, and over the man at gully there, run into the boundary down to 3rd man for 4. Very. So at the end of 6, we're up to 37 for 1. Going at 6.2 runs and over. Partnership is up to 26. So pretty steady going here.
Someone is in for some business. They said, look, I need to have a helmet. Oh, it's the wicket keeper.
Because we have a change of bowling.
Spinner coming in.
Sharma, a very skiddy candidate when he bowls his off spin. Trade his cricket here in South Florida as well, and I think he has gone on to represent Pakistan at the international level, I think. No. A very classy batsman as well as an off spinner.
And when Lenny say no, it's no.
Absolutely, the man of knowledge.
And Lenny is right here with us now in the background. I don't know if you heard this morning when we're saying anything concerning the US Open, we call Lenny on Google in that order.
Struck in front, first delivery, appealed. The umpire says not out. Batsman playing across the line, just trying to work this one in the mid-wicket area. Struck in front, but umpire just trying to get the man at mid-wicket a little bit straighter. Very good shot off the pad. Gone through for one. Totals on to 38 for one.
I know that there'll be lots has been expected from the US All-Stars because they are star-studded also.
And a very good shot there down to the square leg region for six. The batsman onto it in a flash. Sharp pitch delivery. Went all the way for a maximum. There's one thing you can't bowl though, sort of delivery to Sani. He will demolish you out the park, as you've seen on that occasion. Goes again, and that's even straighter. Has it gone all the way? Yes, it has. Massive hit out the ground over mid-wicket for six.
This one a very flat one, and we had to wait on the umpire to see if it actually went over the rope, and yes, his hand went up, saying it was 6 on flat, but another 6 added to the total, and the 50 is up, and 6 overs and 5 balls, 50 for 1.
And he's
Punjab Blues.
And he's on to 14 a flash. Isani.
40 from 29.
He means business yet today, and he looks aggressive. He looks in aggressive mood. Goes again, but this time didn't get that contact he wanted, or the elevation. And at the end of the 7th over, it's 51 for 1 as we make way for Lenny Archibald to come into the commentary box for the first time. Welcome, Lenny.
Thank you, Lenroy. Thank you, Audley. So we've seen 51 posted already in quick time, Audley. They're going at just over 7 and over. We've seen a very good knock here from Kurinder Saini, and he's batted extremely well. He has put on a good bit of a start here for Punjab Blues, and they badly need a win like anything else. We've seen the big upset, the first one of the 2020 season.
Yes.
And it comes by the way of Pacers, who got the better of Atlanta Paramveers.
And we've been saying repeatedly right here, because with the stars on the Atlanta Paramveers team, they have to be considered favorite with the universe boss there, along with Stephen Taylor and others. And to see they went down, nevertheless, in a fighting finish, but it took some great efforts and great fighting spirit from the captain himself, Brad Emmerich, and Hussein. And they brought them back to a close finish.
So Qureshi comes into the attack. And Qureshi, of course, forms the leadership of U.S. All-Stars these days. They've been a well put together unit over the years. Won it in 2016 and got into the final, I think, in 2012. So they've always been a championship team, oddly.
They have always been there and thereabout.
So Kanchan, the man on strike, he's been relatively quiet, but Saini, on the other hand, has batted pretty well. And so far they've posted, let's look at the board, it's 53 for 1. They've lost the wicket of Sajal Magan. He fell for 6 off the bowling of Orlando Johnson. So that's what's happening here. So ball given a lot of air, driven straight down the ground. Saini will pick up a single. And oddly, we've seen brilliant sunshine here from the Sunshine State, living up to its nickname.
Yes, and I know you just came in from New York. How was New York?
Well, actually, oddly, I just made it out. I understand they're going to be getting 10 to 20 inches, depending where you are. So I was able to nicely make it out with United Airlines. Got into here like about 12 o'clock. And then quickly got an Uber back to Central Broward Stadium.
So I would assume that was a united effort between you and United.
Yes, sir. So Zishan, he's gone for 3 runs in the over. Relatively good. He's a top leg spinner, using some bit of flight today to probably outfox the batsman, looking for some big shots. You slow it up, you mess with the timing.
Variation of the pace.
Yep. And this one outside the off stump. So that's a very good start here from Qureshi. He completes the first over. An over that just cost him 3 runs, 54 for 1.
Steady start so far, Lenny, I must say. Nothing too flashy and nothing too extravagant. There was that one over when Johnson went for 16. And away from that, they have been very steady. And that's what they really want. Put their heads down, concentrate, and then leave the big hitting, the buccaneering section for down in the 15, 16 over. Once there are a lot of wickets in hand, they can push it to the limit.
Yeah, certainly, oddly. And what we have seen yesterday, we saw that apparently that the wicket doesn't have a lot of runs like the other years, and what we saw so far is scoring the average of about 140. So teams will have to be cognizant of that and not to really try to strain themselves and trying to go for 180 and 170 and bat careless.
One of the things the curator told Ivor this morning when they were assessing the pitch, that no water was put on the pitch this morning when they were doing the preparation. But yesterday it was a bit soft, little moist, so the ball was not coming through as fast to the batter, so they have been deceived, not coming through with a full pace.
So Ali Shafiq. And Ali Shafiq joins the list of a lot of top first-class players from several countries. As we see the signal from umpire Aditya Gajar and Jermaine Lindo. And as in the case of Jermaine Lindo, he has already made his ODI debut, having done a couple of matches in last year ICC League 2. Played right here. I was part of that proceeding. And so Jermaine Lindo, an official one international umpire, top umpire, but we're watching Gajar, who is the man from the leading end, and Ali Shafiq. As I was mentioning, oddly, Ali Shafiq certainly joins the long list of a top first-class player who has made it to Broward County. And Ali Shafiq comes out of Multan Sultan in the Pakistan Super League. And Multan Sultan, we all know, has certainly formed a bit of alliance with the U.S. All-Stars.
Yes.
And so expect to see some Multan Sultan imports in the next couple of years. In fact, we do have a couple of them here, Zishan Ashraf and Ali Shafiq, part of the Multan Sultan crew. So that alone will not only strengthen the the U.S. All-Star, but certainly forged a bit of friendship between Multan Sultan and the United States team.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you see what I was talking about with the U.S. Open and Lenny.
So ball played up towards the offside. It's Camper through for one run, and oddly we have seen a long list of first-class players. We saw one of the teams that played yesterday with Devendra Bishu and the entire Guyana side.
As a matter of fact, Bishu got the universe boss with his first delivery in the match.
Wow, yeah.
Clean bowled.
I looked at
No,
that match.
our leg before, one of them, but the first ball of the match of his he bowled in the match.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if Guyana is to call back their first-class team to play a match. They don't have a team.
They've been in serious trouble.
Everybody is here. So Shafiq has gone for a couple of runs in the over. And Broward County continues to look very impressive. This is a world-class facility. Oddly, we've seen some 10 international T20 matches here already.
Been played here, yes.
And in fact, when the Indians came here a couple of years ago, Anil Kumbli, who was the coach of the Indian team, says he was very impressed with the facility here. Never expected it in the United States.
You know, it's the United States, and people are thinking that United States and cricket, they don't really want to associate the United States with cricket. And yeah, they got a rude awakening once they get here, especially if they're going to come to Broward Stadium.
Yeah, so Kanchan is on 5. And Shafiq has continued to bowl impressively well here. He's kept things relatively tight. And the US All-Stars, they're holding Punjab Blues to just over 6.4 at the moment. So relatively tight in context of T20 cricket, oddly.
Yes. And they will be looking to accelerate maybe after the 10th over. I think now they're having this wait-and-see attitude. And once they have those wickets intact, then they're going to be hustling to get some over the rope and go, not just running down to the rope, but over the fence.
Yeah, and Nikhil Kanchan has been rather passive. He's now used up, 12 balls. It's 57 for 1 at the end of 9.
So 57 for 1, the score after 9 overs. And Kalchan is on 5 from 12. And Sammy is on 44 from 34. He has been there from the very beginning. And he's a very cool customer. And he might be trying to do a William Perkins here, right? He just stay and let the rest of batters bat around him. But he's no slouch in the meantime. He's scoring. He is 44 from 34. But you need someone there to steady the ship as the others will go for the runs as well.
So Qureshi went for 3 in the first over, so will bowl his leg spin into the breeze, and probably is one of the good ploy to leg spinner to get the ball to drift a little bit. Hence, Zishan Qureshi has allowed the ball to have some flight. Ball punched into the offside, protection out there, and so another easy run here for Punjab Blues. So we saw our big upset not too long ago.
Big upset. I mean, I could just imagine Mr. Patel up there in Atlanta saying, "What's happening?" But then, you know, they clawed themselves back into the game until the very end. They lost the match with just 1 ball to spare.
Yeah, good bowling here so far from Zishan. He's given up some 5 runs now. He's into his second over. So the US All-Stars team already packed up with some top talent. We've seen Zishan Ashraf out of Multan Sultan. We saw a little bit of Ali Shafiq. And then, of course, we've got the likes of Saad bin Zafar, Canadian national, Ravinder Paul Singh, Rizwan Chima. And so they all come together here for the US All-Stars. This is their first game of the 2020 US Open Series. And so we are in over number 10, being bowled here by Qureshi. 59 on the board. And the play and a miss here from Singh. So Singh remains on 45. And they're going just over 6 runs and over. So 60 on the board. We're just coming to the close of over number 10. And certainly will be joined in the box by Eddie Edwards as he gets ready. Very tidy quality over here from Qureshi. This one is sliced away nicely for an easy single. And so that completes 10. 61 on the board as we welcome Eddie Edwards into the box.
Well, thank you very much, Lenny. And welcome to our listeners in the other part of the world. No, you just came in from New York. How was the flight from New York, and how did you leave New York? Is it snowing or is it raining?
Well, Eddie, I think the snow comes in later on this evening, like about another couple hours from now. So I was able to get out quite early. Slight delay, but I'd rather take a couple hours delay than a cancellation or a whole new rescheduling. So it was a little bit stressful, not knowing what will happen. But in the end, we're here for cricket again.
And certainly it is indeed a great pleasure to have you, not only in South Florida, but to have you and working along with you once more in the commentary box.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. So US All-Stars, they're up against Punjab Blues, and Punjab Blues, having won the toss, electing to bat. Probably a smart decision, not taking chances with some of the quote-unquote big teams. You never know, they could bat you out of the game.
Most definitely.
So bowling change. Ali Shafiq, I think, has given way. And we'll have to pick up the new bowler momentarily here. But healthy runs on the board, 61 of them.
Most definitely, 61 runs is well played runs that you have to put on the board and to give yourself a fighting chance. And sometimes the scoreboard pressure pretty much comes into play.
Yes, Eddie, we've seen average score of 140. Not a lot. Oh, sponged away. That's a good-looking shot from Kanchan. Fielder comes around. Can't save a boundary. And that's a lovely shot through the offside for 4.
All the way down towards the point region. The man coming across couldn't cut it off. He dived, but his effort was in vain.
Yeah, very fast outfield here in Central Broward Stadium. Has always been a very well-manicured outfield. And it continues to look lovely today, having hosted 10 T20 international matches. The Indians were here, New Zealand played here, Sri Lanka played here, Bangladesh played here, and of course host team West Indies.
And continues to hold these sort of games here. It's a lot of cricket being played on this ground since the inception.
So we're watching Ravinder Paul Singh. He's a Canadian national and plays these days for the Canadian national team. He's a top-class batsman, Ravinder Paul Singh, but now we'll have to concentrate on his bowling exploit. So they're going at 6.1, just over 6 here, Eddie, with a projected score of probably 135.
That's your prediction, Lenny?
And that 135, 140 will keep in consistency to what has happened here on day one.
That is absolutely correct.
So ball played out towards the offside again. So Singh has batted extremely well so far. While they would have lost the wicket of Sachal Magan for 6, they have made a very good recovery. In fact, the partnership is about 56. And so relative to that, Eddie, that's a very good T20 partnership. You can't complain.
Well, you should have been here early on today because we saw one with the 2 batters there from Trinidad and Tobago national, that of Perkins, William Perkins, and the young man Mark DL. yielded some 105 runs. There was a good bit of batting between those two.
Yeah, Atlanta Paramveers is certainly one of the big names, one of the favorite here.
You'll have to come and play though. Favoritism doesn't give you the championship. You have to play to win.
Yeah, the only bright thing probably on that bit of outlook is that we all know that a bad day will come, and probably Atlanta might be telling themselves it's good to have a bad day now, rather than, let's say, towards the playoff time, which is either you win or you go home.
So I'm pretty much sure that most teams are really targeted in that team, with the big fishes in that squad.
So Kanchan is on 12, the man on strike. Qureshi continues. He's gone for his third over in a row. And these days in T20 cricket, Eddie, we've seen bowling spells. In 4 overs, you get 4 spells of.
Pretty much so.
And Qureshi has gone for three straight.
He's bowled none for 9.
Yeah, he's bowled well. Oh, lofted into the onside. Mid-on comes around, takes that catch. And that's the end of Saini. He misses out on a 50. A well-judged catch. It appears to be Jaskar and Malhotra, not with the gloves today. And so Saini falls 69 for 2.
So certainly, as you and I were saying, that Qureshi is bowling extremely well. Economical bowling from him, and just picked up his first wicket. Is 1 for 9, and he's into over number 3.
Yeah, good loop on the ball. And we know T20 cricket these days, the emergence of holding back the ball, slower ball, has really worked wonders, because what it does, it messes with the batsman timing. And if the timing is not right, then he plays it in one of those area there. And that's we see what happens.
We saw that yesterday when the pitch was playing a little bit slow. Balls weren't coming through to the likings of the batters. A little dilly-dally around a couple of batters. But it seems to be playing pretty well today.
So Aditya Joshi comes out at number 4. And Zishan is now bowling at 1 for 9. He's picked up his first wicket. Well judged catch there from Jaskar and Malhotra, one of the top players, and certainly a U.S. national these days. He's usually with the gloves behind the stumps, but he's taking a chance to have a little run in the middle. So 70 on the board. Kanchan is on, would have probably gone up to 14.
From some 21 deliveries. And the US All-Stars continues to impress. Sean Qureshi from the commentary box, and 1 for 10 from some 2.4 overs.
Yeah, Zishan Qureshi has been entrusted a captain for the last 3 years, and have had to really lead some top-ranking players that has come through the ranks to the US Open.
Yes, he has, and he has led from the front.
Yeah, they've always been a championship team, and as I was sharing with Audley, they a little bit of alliance with Multan Sultan, Pakistan Super League team, and hence we've seen the likes of Ali Shafiq, we've seen Zishan Ashraf, and last year we saw a little bit more of Multan Sultan. In fact, the owner was here.
Nice publicity for the MAQ T20 tournament. The return comes in at the non-strikers end. Well, that didn't prevent the batsman from getting a single. So it takes the total now to some 71 for 2. And the over comes to an end. So pretty good bowling from Zishan Qureshi.
Yeah, Zishan has held back the ball to great effect. And we've seen batsmen trying to go down the ground with the wind, but not getting enough on the ball. And so 71 at the end of 12. They're going just about 6 runs and over, 5.9 to be exact. And so we've seen an average score of probably 140 so far. We saw 158 today which is, if I remember, if my memory serves me well, that's the highest we've seen in
We have
2
seen
days.
in the 2 days competition thus far.
So U.S. All-Stars, one of the top team, would have won in 2016, got the better of Al Masafi, a team out of Afghanistan. And I think that was a close game. Orlando Johnson was quite a hero in that game, oddly. And then, in 2012, they lost in the final, and might have lost to Somerset Cavaliers, I think, in the early days. But they've always been a championship team, Eddie.
They have always been.
And they've come here to play.
They're a very, very serious bunch of guys. They make sure that they take it clean. They want to go on the attack from ball one. And certainly they haven't let up from since then.
So Ravinder Paul Singh continues. His first ever win for 6. One of the top players out of Canada. He's a top level batsman. In fact, I would have seen him a couple years ago in Bermuda, the Canadian team playing in the T20 qualifier, in which they qualified actually. And Ravinder Paul Singh on an opening day for Canada got 100.
Is that when they were really trying to squeeze the USA? And in the end,
on that tour, the US had a miserable tour in T20 cricket, so they didn't play too well in Bermuda. 73 for 2. Ravinder Paul Singh joins the likes of Rizwan Chima, Saad bin Zafar, another Canadian national, so they've turned out in their numbers here.
that's a very dangerous batsman you just called there, Chima. And who can
Yeah, I
forget?
know. Yesterday, I heard a discussion was going on about some century makers in the stadium over the years in U.S. Open. Well, that's what Rizwan Chima has done that.
He hit some extraordinary sixes out of the park on a number of occasions.
So Kanchan continues to survive. You look at his scorecard, he's used up 23. He's posted 15. And certainly well on a good strike rate. That is always important in T20 cricket. This one high in the air, field is coming around. It takes a catch, a well-judged catch by the man at long off. And so another wicket goes down. It's 3 for 74.
Certainly, they're not doing themselves any good. They want to be aggressive, but in the process of being aggressive, you want to be very cautious with your aggression.
So wicket goes down. Kanchan falls for 15. Ravinder Paul Singh has picked up 1. He's picked up his first wicket. Similar bowling figures as of now. 1 for 9. 1 for 9 is Qureshi. In fact, Qureshi has gone for 1 for 11. So I'm pretty sure by the end of this over, perhaps Ravinder Paul Singh could catch up to Zishan Qureshi.
Well, let's see what would happen, because you would have predicted 135, 140. I'm still wondering if you're going to stand with that prediction. Ivor Henry here is a betting man.
Yeah, the thing is, Eddie, every time a ball is bowled,
it goes up or goes down.
It goes up or goes down. The numbers are very, very, very funny with that. So 74 for 3. And you're watching Punjab Blues. They're taking on US All-Stars. And coming up a little bit later on, we've got 22 yards. 22 yards. They will come up against the Afghan Swanan Cricket Club. And so 22 yards playing in the evening game today. They badly need a win. And so does the Afghan Swanan. So they've that'll virtually be a final between the two of the bottom of the table
teams. That's always a good competition, because you never know who's going to win either way. But somebody has got to win in this situation, because they're fighting for survival. And only the fittest of the fittest shall survive. Who's going to survive there between those two?
So number 14, Harry Bullar. And he comes out here with some bit of work to do here. Not many balls remaining. In fact, 43 balls remaining. And they've used up, what, 12.5 at the moment. Ravinder Paul Singh.
One wonder what is going on there. The bowler first start and stop.
Yes.
Then he running in. Now the batsman pulls away. When is he going to bowl?
Well, that's the signal from umpire Aditya Gajar. Top quality umpires. We've seen very, very quality umpiring.
In the last 2 days.
Yep, in this series over the years, and it continues here.
So it takes the total to 75 for 3. Josh is on 4 from some 5 deliveries. So the over comes to an end. 13 overs completed, 75 for 3 from Punjab Blues.
So it appears Zishan Qureshi will go right through. Not too often do we see that, Eddie Edwards, but why not? You look at bowling figures here, 1 for 11.
We saw early on in the previous game where Ebanks would have taken some 4 wickets from some 4 overs, or 5 wickets from 4 overs, and he only conceded some 12 runs.
Yeah, Ebanks is a top competitor. He's played one first-class match for Jamaica and has always been at the U.S. Open. I remember in the days he was a Paramveers man. So the stumps have certainly lit up, and they scamper through for a single. So Qureshi will continue. This is his final over. Ball cut away into the offside, an easy single. So we're in the 14th over. So ball worked into the offside for an easy single. So I'm joined here by Noman Khan from Chicago. Noman, welcome to the U.S. Open. Welcome to the Combox, and
Thank
glad
you.
to have you here.
Thank you so much.
So we've got Punjab Blues taking on U.S. All Stars. U.S. All Stars opened their account today, and one of the top teams when you look at the rosters.
Absolutely, and they got to a decent start, 73 for 3 and 13.4. Also, U.S. All-Stars opens their account today as well. One of the most popular teams in Florida. That's what I heard.
It's, they've always been in the running. They've won here before. They got into a final one year, but relative to that, they've always been one of the championship team and one of the team to really look out for. So far, so good. Let's look at what's happened here today. 81 for 3. And so we are in the 14th over. In fact, this will complete the 14th over, and it will also complete a Qureshi spell as the ball goes towards the backward square area. Lovely shot from the bat of Harry Bolar, and it's 85 for 3.
All right, a special mention on Zishan Qureshi, the way he bowled his first 2 overs. When he came into the attack, there were 2 settled batsmen, and I think he controlled the inning really well, led from the front. Did give a boundary on the last ball of his spell, which is kind of unfortunate, but 21 for 1 in 4 overs, that's pretty economical and impressive.
Yeah, certainly can. And one of the things that we've talked about is that the ability to put the ball in the air and just to hold it back. We know it messes with the batsman timing.
It does.
Without proper timing, you're not going to take it out of this park. So he's bowled extremely well. You look at his figure, 1 for 21, and he bowled straight 4. We have said in the past, we've seen in T20 cricket, sometimes 4 overs takes you 4 spells.
Absolutely. And as I said, yep, the captain leading from the front. he actually knows these pitches really well. So he has improved over the years, and I would say he showed that today.
So 85 for 3, 36 balls remaining.
So what do you think would be a projected score here, and what would be a good score here?
Well, no man, we were just talking about that. So far, after one day, day one, and half of pretty much day two, the average score in the field is about 140. And relative to that, we've seen this ground over the years. Sometimes it does play a little bit slow, a little bit low, and so you will have to really bat well to get up to 160 or 170. One of those magic T20 score. But in the meantime, 140, 150 could still be a very competitive score here in the U.S. Open.
Sounds good. So this is my first year here in Florida watching games here. What I noticed in the first two games yesterday, those both were low scoring, so I had a gut feeling that probably that's how it's going to play out. But the third game we had under lights, it was a completely different game in the second inning. So, go on.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of big bats in the tournament, so I'm pretty sure they haven't started getting runs yet. So once that run start to come, then the score will certainly be pushed upwards of 140, 160, 170. But we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But so far, the average score has been around 140.
Mm-hmm.
We saw 158 not too long ago in the previous game, which was really the highest score in the stadium so far. So
Sure.
still an early tournament yet. We're still Wednesday. We've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to go. So it's we're still
It's a little too early to say. But my question was, is it a mindset that we are working here with, that people want to play their inning in and not lose a lot of wicket rather than playing any rash shots and play a little aggressive?
Well,
or is it the pitch that kind of holds them back?
well, I was just gonna make the point. We have a tendency to always blame the pitch when there's low score. But let's talk about the bowling.
Sure.
Maybe the bowling has been on top.
Agree.
Maybe the bowlers will dominate this year, and you never know. Maybe the fielding has been good. You got to take catches to have wickets,
Absolutely.
and you've got to bowl pretty well to induce batsmen to play faulty shots and get them out. So let's talk. Maybe the bowling has been on top so far. You never know.
It could be.
And stop blaming the pitch.
Yep, it has always been a batsman's game, but I completely agree with you that over the course of time, the bowlers have developed certain ways of holding these batsmen back. Taking back you to the game from yesterday, which I had a chance to do a little bit of commentary while Chris Gayle was batting. They kind of made sure that they had off spinners bowling to him from both the ends for 8 overs, and the first change was also off spinner. Chris Gayle, being Chris Gayle, was able to hit some shorts, but it wasn't a typical Chris Gayle, so he took his time to get to those runs.
So 89 on the board. We've got 31 balls remaining. So no man, I'll test your mathematics skills. So run a ball, 31 balls remaining. Run a ball, 89. What do we have?
Something around 120.
Yeah, so that's the projection so far. But things can change in a jiffy. T20 cricket has always been that surprise big over.
I agree,
And you
especially
never
the
know what
last,
can happen.
especially the last 5 overs. And
Fif-
this is sorry to cut you, but this is the time where the experience of Zishan is going to come in picture and see who he'll be using as the dead bowlers. So I think these 5 overs will actually decide the course of the game based on how many runs are scored.
So Zishan will take no further part as a bowler.
Mm-hmm.
He's bowled impressively well, 4 overs, no maiden 1 for 21.
So who do you think will be coming back into the attack or will probably be introduced as a new bowler? So we see Rajesh Sharma getting the ball here.
Yeah, Rajesh Sharma, it appears, represent the Omani national team.
Mm-hmm.
Indian born, but certainly, as we have seen from so many associate countries, what has happened. And so the Omani man, Rajesh Sharma, he bowled the previous over,
And
didn't go too well.
Let me
Gone for
add
14.
to his profile. I was talking to Zishan the other day, and he said that he had a chance to talk to Yuvraj Singh, the ex-Indian cricketer, and he said Rajesh Sharma was just unlucky not to play for India. If he did, he would probably be as good as Harbhajan Singh. And coming from Yuvraj Singh, that means a lot. And luckily, I had a chance to play him in nets yesterday. And trust me, I had no idea where the ball was going. That's how good he is.
Yeah, he's gone for quite a few in his first over, gone for 14, but that doesn't make him a bad bowler.
Absolutely, this is cricket.
We've got to look at the figures and say he's a better bowler than giving away 14 off his first.
I'm with you on that. All right, 2 dot. Okay, they're going for a quick single. Nicely fielded by Johnson. A little bit of sloppy fielding there.
So 28 balls remaining. 120, 130 could be the projection here, but you never know.
Agreed,
After
especially considering the fact that they still have 7 wickets in hand.
Yeah,
So
we don't know the long handle of Joshi and Bolar at the moment, and they could give the ball a tap.
true, and they've been out there for quite some time, so they could actually
Yeah, no man,
change the momentum of the game.
and that's one of the things with this tournament. While there's so much emphasis played on the big players because we know them, they're public information out there. Some of these players like Harry Bolar, Aditya Joshi, we don't know. You never know what they can come to the park with on any given day.
Absolutely, I'm with you on that. All right, so Rajesh Sharma continuing to, that's his fourth ball, I should say. Another single to mid-wicket. And that's a good comeback if you see. He was gone for 14 in the first. This over, he only conceded 2.
Yeah, this has been a very quiet over. Rajesh Khanna's been on top here.
Nicely bowled. A flat hit straight to the fielder on long off. A Multan Sultan player there. Saad Zafar. And I happened to see Ali Khan in the dugout. The star from KKR. And that was a good over. Only 3 runs off it.
Yeah, 24 balls remaining. 93 for 3.
So let's talk about scenarios here. So Punjab Blues, if they end up scoring 120, do you think they have the bowling to control US All-Stars? Because I had a chance to watch their warm-ups, and I feel like US All-Stars does have the batting power.
Yeah, the US All-Stars team will be a tough one to contain. The likes of Zishan Ashraf, Multan Sultan, Rizwan Chima. Rizwan Chima has a tremendous record at the US Open, in particular this ground. So he's not he's not a man that you want to mess with. In fact, every tournament he comes, he goes back with a couple of hundred. So he's going to be a factor.
Yeah, and the bowler into the attack is Ravi Paul Singh, who's also a very good batter.
Yeah, Canadian national.
He was in Sri Lanka not too long ago. Unfortunately, got COVID, so didn't had a chance to play. And him and Sohil Tanvir were actually quarantining together and chilling, I should say. But so he has that frustration in him. I was talking to him the other day, and he was saying that I haven't played cricket for a long time. So you would probably see that in my performance in this tournament, which is always a good sign as a spectator.
So runs coming by singles. Good here for the US All-Stars. And Punjab Blue will look at the scorecard and maybe think they'll need to get going here. They've got some 22 balls remaining.
95 for 3, and at this pace, I see 120 being a decent score the way they are going. But as you said, that it's T20, anything can happen, and maybe they have a mindset where they want to start accelerating starting next over. So let's watch.
Certainly big moments for teams like Punjab Blues. From my recollection, it's their first year in the US Open.
All right, nicely played, straight back to the bowler. So no runs there.
And it's always good to see that these teams have a chance to play in front of television audience.
Absolutely.
US All-Stars have always been here. They've always been to the US Open.
All right, he went for a pull but didn't quite get it. The ball goes to deep mid-wicket. So I don't know if they're struggling to score against these bowlers and they're doing a decent job in bowling, or is it a mindset again where they want to take the game to 17th over and then start pushing?
Well, this is a very good bowling attack, I got to tell you.
That's in the air. Chance. No, the fielder was a mere spectator. That's a huge 6 by Aditya Joshi.
Yeah, that's the 4th 6 of the match. We saw Saini's hitting 3 6s earlier on. And now Joshi becomes the 4th 6 of the match so far. That's a good looking shot from...
Yeah, I think, and that's the accelerator we were talking about. All right, smart cricket there A 6 followed with a quick single, and they're trying to go for 2. But no call from the non-striker, so that's the end of the over. 103 for 3 in 17. And thanks to all our spectators who are watching from home. You're watching us on MAQ TV.
Yes, no man, wherever you're watching, whatever the time zone is, it's mid-afternoon here in South Florida. Whatever applies to you, good morning, good evening, well into the night.
And
Whatever
trust me,
applies to you.
there are people out there who are actually in their late evening hours. I'm sure people in Pakistan are watching their star players playing in Florida.
So Rajesh Sharma
Back into the attack.
will continue. He's completed a couple of overs. And so we've got 18 balls remaining. Run a ball will give them 121. You never know how that will hold up, but there's something in T20. In T20 parlance, we say tricky total.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the 120, 135 area. You've
You
seen
always
a
have
lot of
to be
cricket to know
careful. Yes.
teams have defended 120. So
I
you
agree.
never
I
know how
agree.
the game could
Especially
play.
at this level of the game, nothing can be taken easily. So I think 120 will not be a cakewalk for US All Stars. But considering the fact that they do have the batting to chase it down, I think it's going to be a very entertaining game. And if I'm not wrong, Mohammad Asif is also playing for Punjab Blues. So those 4 overs are going to be very crucial.
So we've got 17 balls remaining. It's 104 on the card.
So if we think of a runner ball, we have a chance of making it to 120 odd. Rajesh Sharma continuing. This has been a very good spell for Rajesh so far.
So Harry Bullard, the man on strike. There's a couple of Bullards in the squad. There's Harry and Gary.
Uh-huh.
I'm not too sure if they're related. They're brothers, but you'll never know.
I agree, and Bular is not a very common last name in the South Asian community, so I would not be surprised if they're related.
So they're looking for runs. So
Down the leg side wide.
they'll benefit from a wide. Will have to be rebowled.
And that's another thing I noticed, that there has been an immense amount of control in all the games so far in the US Open, where we didn't see many extras. Nicely bowled a full swing, but took the inside edge and no runs there.
Yeah, if the wicket continues to play a little bit slow, then the likes of Rajesh Sharma could be a very key bowler here for the US All Stars going forward.
I agree with you. Okay, that's in the air. A chance of a catch here. Rajesh Sharma calls for it, and that's it. That's his first wicket. A settled batsman in Harry goes 105 for 3. Punjab Blues. I don't know if that's a blessing in disguise. We have some fresh legs coming in, and will they take the total to a higher score, or that's a big loss to the team? We'll find out in the next 3 overs. Rajesh Singh is the new batsman for Punjab Blues. As I was saying, that Rajesh is a very good spinner. And going back to what I was saying earlier about what Yuvraj has to say about him, he is one of those people who have the skills, and if put in the right conditions, he can be very valuable to the team, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. He got hit for 14 runs in the first over, but this is a great comeback. 2.4 overs, 19 for 1. All right, they're appealing for it. Up goes the finger. 2 back-to-back wickets for Rajesh.
Yeah, Judge, like before wicket, Jermaine Lindo comes up with a dreaded finger, and all of a sudden Rajesh Sharma, your boy, is on a hat-trick.
A very unfortunate moment for Rajesh Singh. His walk was longer than his stay at the crease.
Yeah, they've picked up a couple of wickets here. Rajesh Sharma Still 1 ball remaining.
And
So
Hazard.
it's over, is it? Or maybe 4 balls? In
Yeah,
fact, yeah.
two more to go. And do you feel we have a chance of a hat trick here?
Yeah, you never know. I know the boys were discussing hat tricks. I know Samuel Badri
Okay.
a couple of years ago got 4 wickets.
In 4 balls. That's
Better than a
that's-
hat trick. We have
that's
done better.
amazing. So if it does happen, this will be the first hat trick of US Open 2020.
So Rajesh Sharma comes to the middle. And definitely
A
Noman.
very interesting first and last name. He has 2 R's and 2 S's in his name. More of a astrology thing, I think.
So they'll be looking for runs. We've got 13 balls remaining.
I don't see Zishan putting pressure with the field in for the hat-trick ball. Rajesh making sure that his field is in position. We have long on chit-chatting with Ali Khan there. All right, here comes the hat-trick ball. I'm a little biased towards Rajesh, I'll be honest with you. So don't hate me,
So
Ronak,
hat-trick
but
ball. Sharma on strike. Here is
nicely bowled, and no, he didn't get a hat-trick there, but a very, very good over there by Rajesh Sharma. A great comeback after getting hit for 14 runs. He's 3 overs, 19 for 2. All right, so what do you think now? 105 for 5. They recently lost 2 wickets, and it's 18 overs gone. Do you see 15 runs coming in the next 2 overs, or are we looking at something 110, 112 odd?
It's going to be optimistically 15 runs, 15, 20 runs might really work well, but it's going to be a tough one as we see number 42. It appears to be Saad bin Zafar. Has come back into the attack. He's bowled a couple of overs towards the start. In fact, he bowled impressively.
He did.
2 overs for just 5 runs, so he's going to be a handful here. So we've got 12 balls remaining. This is the 19th.
Yeah.
Aditya Joshi on 19, as you see on your screen there. He's pretty much gone run a ball. Rajesh Sharma. Well, not only has he survived the hat-trick ball, but he'll be around for a little bit more, at least for the next 12 ball. We'll wait and see. And so we're just about to get started here on the 19th over. Saad bin Zafar would have bowled his couple of overs down from the com box end, but he's gone upstairs. And we'll come into bowl to Joshi. Joshi has been there for some time, and he will have to see what they can get in 12 balls, no man.
I agree with you. I think this is about time where he should take it to the next level and change those runner ball figures to something higher. Saad back into the attack, down the track, well driven. Ball goes to long off, just a run there.
And Saad bin Zafar, he's a top quality player. He plays for the Canadian national team, would have been part of the global T20 in Canada a couple of years ago, and so he forms some of the big talent that has really come out of Canada this year. They've always come to the US Open, and had it not been probably for the COVID, we would have seen a couple of more players from the Canadian national team. But there are quite a few here.
Absolutely.
Chima is here, he's here. Junaid Siddiqui is here. We are still missing the likes of Dali Wall and
And they're going for a quick second run here. They have to hurry. And easy to at the end. Yeah,
so
coming back to what you were saying,
Yeah,
I agree. We
Ravinder
got some
Paul-
really good talent from Canada.
Ravinder Paul Singh is here. And a big batch of West Indies players are here. We were making the point when Audley was on that if the Guyana selectors call back their Guyana team to play a match, probably they don't have a team because everybody is here.
I agree with you there. Andre Russell will be joining the squad, I think, either today or tomorrow.
So 10 balls remaining. It's 108 for 5. Sharma gets a chance to probably free his arm.
Nicely bowled by Saad. I don't think they're going to get more than a run there.
Yeah, Saad bin Zafar, he's a top competitor. He's a quality bowler. Good left arm leg spinner. He's more of a darter of a bowler, as leg spinners are really becoming T20 cricket. And then we saw certainly different from Zishan Qureshi, who opted for flight.
True, very true. So they bring two different form of left-hand bowling, and that's a really nice throw. Ashraf asking for a run out, but the umpire says no.
So this is a Group A match that includes Somerset Cavaliers, US All-Stars, Punjab Blues, and Samp Army. And it's going to be a very big showdown when Cavaliers takes on US All-Star, two of the big name teams from this group.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest with you.
That might be coming up in a couple of days. But in the meantime, we're still in the league stage, and we'll have to wait and see where the team finish. Number 1 will play number 2 on the other zone, so a typical crossover. A big
Nicely
swing and a
kept.
miss. Appeal goes up to Jermaine Lindo at square leg. All he does was to walk and repair the damage.
Totally agree. And then one thing for our spectators, this is a game where we are playing with a super sub. So there will be a change in the top 11 for US All-Stars in the second inning.
All right, and just to cover up here, Group B includes Atlanta Paramveer, who lost their first game today. If you're just tuning into the telecast and the broadcast, they've lost today. We'll try to give you a little bit more information on that. 22 yards, they're coming next. And then, of course, Brampton Pesa and Afghan Zwanan. So that completes Group B.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for that information.
So ball punched into the
We're
offside.
going
They
for a quick
scamper through
single, and we'll get it.
for a single. That completes over number 19. So 19 gone. It's 111 for 5. So 6 balls remaining. And no man, 120 on the cards. Perhaps we'll have to wait and see how that works out.
With Rajesh into the attack, anything could happen. They could limit them for 115, or they could actually seize the deal with 120. But I don't see anything more than 125, especially the way the pitch is acting and the way these Punjab Blues have been playing so far.
Yeah, we've seen some very good bowling. Orlando Johnson, we saw Saad bin Zafar, we saw Ali Shafiq, we saw Rajesh Sharma, who picked up a couple of wickets, Zishan Qureshi, and we saw Ravinder Paul Singh. So they was 6 quality bowlers. And now we're beginning to see one of the batsmen being asked to get the right appropriate color, as the US Open has certainly provided kits for all the teams, so there's no reason to be going out with a color of a pad that really doesn't match your kit. So I see umpire or umpire Danny Khan, or the umpire coordinator Danny Khan. He's always on top of things and just pointing out to the players, you can't do that in this tournament. This tournament is a top level tournament. And now the batsman being asked to put on the appropriate color. So a bit of hold up here as Rajesh Sharma, it appears, no man, will be the man to finish off. And not usually you'll give an off spinner to finish your 20th over, but he's been good.
True.
And secondly, it's 111 for 5. So they might be saying, what could possibly go wrong? If all balls go for 6 here, it's 36. Still relatively a good T20 score.
I agree with you, but to be honest with you, I think it's his experience and the way he bowled his last over which kind of gave Zishan a reason to have him bowl the last over. And I got a gut feeling that I think Zishan relies on his spinners on these kind of pitches more, because he has played here longer, and it's not a fast scoring track. So I think spinners can hold the batters from scoring big runs.
So while the batsman got a change of pad, he also exchanged bat. I'm pretty sure no man. He's brought out the heavy one, the thick blade one.
I agree.
Just wanted to probably get a couple of balls across the
He's using
rope or over the rope.
Yes, he's using the Mahinder Singh Dhoni trick here, using a heavy bat to clear some off the ground. So now it's going to be the experience of Rajesh Sharma against Ronak Sharma. Let's see, 2 Sharmas bowling and batting at the moment.
So 6 balls remaining. It's 111, as you can see on your board. And so you'll probably have to do your own calculations here. Here's
Let's
Sharma.
see. Here comes Sharma, a big swing, but it takes the inside edge and goes to square leg. They're quickly going for 2. They have to hurry here, but get it easily.
Yeah, so wrong one probably goes to Rajesh Sharma. The Rajesh Sharma, not the other R Sharma.
Well, I'll give him some pointers there. He got 2, which is much better than just getting a run or not getting a run at all. So takes the score to 113. They're still 7 shy of the 120 mark that we've been talking about.
It's going to be a tough. It's going to be a tough ask to defend. Probably 115, 118 with the likes of Zishan Ashraf, Jaskaran Malhotra. This one is punched into the offside.
Just a run there.
Always protection out in the deep in the latter stages of the innings, so
I
no
agree.
harm there. It's 114. It's going to be interesting to contain a batting lineup that includes Jaskaran Malhotra, Rizwan Chima, Ravinder Paul Singh, Ali Shafiq.
And don't forget Zishan Qureshi, who's going to be opening the batting for All Stars. Oh, a cheeky single there.
So no harm done if you're bowling and containing the batsman from the ball going across the rope or over the rope. You're bowling extremely well in the 20th over.
I agree. I totally agree with you. 3 balls only went for 4 runs. Rajesh Sharma winning the battle here in a way. Nicely bowled and a big hit, and this could be out. Yes, it is. Wicket number 3 for Rajesh Sharma. He set the field according to his bowling style. The batsman went for a big hit over mid-wicket, but all he could find was a fielder.
Yeah, well, nothing wrong with that. T20 cricket with just a couple of balls remaining. You want to swing for the fences, and probably that's one of the best places to be getting out,
True.
almost on the boundary line. So no harm done with that. They're just being pressured here into very good bowling. And to be quite honest, Punjab Blues have come up really against a top-class
US
team.
All-Stars, yes. Which I have to mention is right now Faisalabad Falcons, who played last year, collaborated with US All-Stars and Smart Choice. So it's a collaboration of 3 big teams together. So they're more powerful than before. US All-Star has always been the All-Star team, but this time they're bringing few more extra stars. All right, so 19.4 overs gone, 115 for 6 Punjab Blues. We have 2 more balls to go in this inning. The Sharma battle came to an end where Rajesh Sharma finished on top. Let's see how he finishes now, and has to mention this, that a great comeback by him. 14 runs in his first over, and now 3.4 overs, 23 for 3. I'm going to start taking Yuvraj Singh seriously moving forward. 2 more balls to go. Nicely bowled, a big swing and a miss there. Another dot ball. Rajesh Sharma doing what he asked for. So if we have a 6, then it's 121. If not, oh, big swing and a miss, and nicely stumped by Zishan Ashraf there. Rajesh Sharma finishes off his spell with 4 wickets and just given 23 runs. And mind you, 14 of those came in the first over. So that's a very, very impressive bowling performance by US All-Stars. They restricted Punjab Blues for 115. And Rajesh Sharma, the All-Star, who took 4 wickets and only conceded 23 runs. We're going to see you in the second half of this game. After the break, keep watching MAQ TV.
So welcome back to the Broward County Stadium. Eddie Edwards along with Amir Khan in the second half of this T20 tournament between the USA All-Stars and the Punjab team. US All-Stars about to begin the run chase. They're looking to get 116 for victory. Amir Khan, what is your suggestion on that? What are your thoughts?
116 is not a very big total, but thing is that is all depend on the bowling side, what strategies they came out with and what they plan for a bowling. They have this good bowler here. His name is Muhammad Asif. On this end, his name is Muhammad Asif. As you remember him, he used to play with the Muhammad Amir, Muhammad Asif, and they was banned from the cricket for last 3 years. So this guy can bring in and out ball so easily and up to the uncomfortable level.
So he's an excited bowler. He's an exciting cricketer, exciting bowler, Muhammad Asif, the man from Pakistan.
I think he's a legend. Look, you will see his bowling.
First delivery struck the way down towards the point region, and immediately Zishan Qureshi, he's off the mark. So the USA All-Star is 1 without loss. We just seen the first delivery bowled by Asif.
So now is a left-handed batsman, and now he's gonna do in swing.
And certainly you and I spoke about the left-hander, right-hander combination can cause problems for the fielding team as well. Quite a few times it happened yesterday.
Exactly. But thing is that is right now they are facing the world-class bowler here, Muhammad Asif. His swing, he was famous for his swing in and out. And great thing is that with the same grip he does the swing, same grip, in and out swing.
That one is down the leg side. It is signaled and called wide by the umpire. Takes a total now to 2 without loss. Just taking that he's just warming up in his first over there, American.
Yes, he's in fact he's warming up, and he is the way see the wind is blowing from that side to other side of it is he's gonna take advantage of the wind towards it.
So the wind is blowing from east to west.
I guess it east to west would be good bowling for out from this end. You see the ball is already moving more than is usually move.
Yes, indeed. So another wide. So that's a bad habit. He has to get out of that habit and get out early, because if he does, it can be a long evening for the man Asif. 3 it is without loss. Punjabi Blues, the son Jishan Ashraf is at the striker's end, and Qureshi is on the non-strikers, and he is on 1.
This total is really small, not a very big total, and they need to be a little bit more careful, especially with the bowling right now, and they need to avoid all the extras and just ball wicket to wicket. They're gonna get nipped in by naturally by the air.
But there was a big appeal there from Asif, but not outside the umpire. Seemed to have clipped the pad on its way through to the wicketkeeper. Asif turns just about now in the distance. Right arm over the wicket. Out towards long on. This will go over the fence. It goes now 6 runs to Ashraf.
Good.
The signal comes in from the umpire. So not a good delivery there from the young man, over pitching that delivery.
Yeah, it's our pitch, and he's trying to ball more to him the in swinger right now. He can be more lethal if he put out swing ball to the left-handed batsman.
But one thing he has to remember, though, he has to remember that the batters shouldn't be taking away his stride.
Again in swinger and wide ball.
It's another wide delivery. 11 it is without loss. The USA All-Star chasing 116 for victory.
Yeah, he read my mind to change the side bowling coming around the wicket. And now you will see a little bit more seam, because in seam he's putting on the middle and leg is going away out. If he can put in an off, then it will make a difference here.
Ball is played down towards the backward of square position. Comes across, picks up rifles returning, but not before the batsman completes a single. So 1 more to the total. Takes a total now to 11 without loss.
Now let's see, Zishan Qureshi is on a strike now, and let's see what he has and what kind of bowling strategies the bowler is going to adopt to his last ball.
Sort of feeling change over for the right-handed Zishan Qureshi.
Looks like he's going to do a outswing to Zishan Qureshi.
Let's see. That delivery is another wide. So 1 more to the extras, 1 more to the total. Takes the total to 12 without loss. Remember, they're chasing 160. Not a big total by any stretch of the imagination. So the current run rate is 18. The required run rate is just a tad above 5. So some 5.4 needed in terms of the run rate for the USA All-Stars.
That was better ball.
That's
Has
a better ball pitched up to Qureshi. Pushed him back onto the back foot, pushing out into the cover region. No runs. Total remains on 12. Over seems to be a long over there for your man from Pakistan.
Punjab Blues. And if you are a senior and you've been playing cricket, you need to be focused and being a role model for youngsters.
Siraki is driving out towards long off. This will go for 4. One bounce over the fence. Too much up to Qureshi. You can't give him those kind of a width.
What a good shot. What a good shot. He played right on top of the ball, and he has a width, and you cannot give him a width at this point of a time.
Qureshi is driving and driving with lots of authority and aggression. One bounce over the boundary for 4. 16. It is without loss. And we have seen the end of the first over being bowled by Asif. The target is 116. So there's some, 100 runs away. Qureshi is on 5. Ashraf is on 7. That's the latest score here from the Broward County Stadium.
And let's see now what they're going to bring now. Did they brought a spinner in, or is it still a pace?
It looks like it's going to be a lefty. Well, let's wait and see.
Yeah, left-hand spinner. Okay. That can be a good change for the bowling side of it. Is a good change for a lefty against lefty.
Swing the way down towards backward of square.
For 4 runs.
4 more. A short delivery. And Ashraf was on, just kneeled down pretty much on 1 foot and just pulled it backward of square with lots of power and aggression. 20 it is without loss.
They got to control this line and length early in a stage, because you can lose the battle. Again,
this time is pulled away, same position, same result. 4 more, down on 1 knee and sweeping and swept well. Ashraf is on 15. 24 it is, Shah, without loss.
Ashraf is on fire. Ashraf is on fire. He's looking at the ball really good, but this on the other side of this coin, you have the bowling side, which is they brought a lefty. Left arm spinner
into the attack.
But they need the bowler need to bowl towards attacking the off stump, not the leg stump. Ashraf is very strong on the leg. Anything on the leg, he will gonna throw out of the park.
This time over extra over cover and long off into the boundary for 4. He just continues to target the new bowler. Singh, it is.
4 runs hat trick. 4.
So 3 consecutive 4 takes the total now to 28. Ashraf is on 19. Not a good over so far from Ignore Singh.
Ashraf must be singing, "Oh, I'm on fire."
Yes, he must be very well singing that song.
Yes, sir. Oh, that was a
in and
chance.
Out of the hand at the man at the point position. So bad luck there for
that was
Ignore Singh.
It could have been gone.
Could have been picked up quite easily. Make a mess of it.
Yeah,
so he just gives a chance. So let's see what he'll do. 28 remain. So wide delivery outside the line of the off stump. It is now signaled and called by the umpire. Takes the total now to some 29 without loss. The USA All-Star, they're chasing 116. Over the top again. This time it will run away for 4. 4 more to Ashraf. 4 more, the spectator shout.
It is 5 fours in this hour, almost 5 fours. What I'm looking at is that the bowler is not bowling according to the field setup. They have this two man in a deep on a leg side, and the bowler is trying to attack off stump, and you have nobody in a deep to protect the boundary from there.
So they're now making the adjustment. Let's see what Ashraf will do. He's on 23 from some 8 deliveries. What a striking rate. 33 it is without loss. Better delivery.
Good.
Played into the mid-wicket position.
Good comeback. Good comeback.
The over comes to an end, is it? Yes, indeed. I'm pretty much sure that Singh must be happy that his over is completed, because he has bowled 1 over, no maiden, none for 17. Qureshi is on 5. Ashraf is on 23. 33 USA All-Stars, chasing 116. Amir Khan.
Ashraf is on fire. Right now, what this fielding side right now, what they really need is a breakthrough at this point. And the bowlers, they don't need to do extra pace on this, because it's a slow track. The ball stays low, and if you just pitch the ball wicket to wicket, you're gonna be getting more wickets, and you will see more results that earlier on we saw it before. So let's see, they brought the change now. The new bowler seems like left-handed as well.
So we're going to have a change of bowling from this. The southern end is going to be Turt Patel. Leg spinner. Need someone to bowl a couple of googlies.
Googlies are Dusras. You remember Dusras?
Indeed, I do. I've seen the off spinner there from Trinidad and Tobago bowl quite a few.
Yeah, Sunil Narayan, one of it. You had a Murli Dharan from Sri Lanka.
From Sri Lanka. Very difficult delivery to play, though.
Oh yeah, and then you have Abdul Qadir from Pakistan. And then you have Shane Warne from Australia. And then also the guy from what's the name, Samantha something his name is, I don't forget his name. And a good shot
from Sean Qureshi out towards long on, pulls the man off the boundary. So one more to Qureshi. He goes on to 6. It brings the hard hitting and aggressive Ashraf into strike. He's on 23 from some 9 deliveries. So, once again, the field being changed for the left-hander.
Ashraf is already on fire, and this bowler Tariq Patel need to be controlled his line and length, especially against Ashraf here right now, because he's already on 23 on 9 deliveries.
So the captain has posed a slip. Man at first slip there. Don't think that he's there for anything, basically, because nothing has gone through into that area. Slapped away down towards point. They're gone for 1. The ball is racing away to the boundary. Does it have enough legs to get there? No, he just pulled it back. And the batsman come back for run number 2. So 27 it is for Ashraf. Well, jumping ahead of myself there, according to my score, is some 25. 36 it is.
I think that they should keep a little bit more fielder towards the leg, because his bowling is moving in
towards
to the batsman. He's going to play towards leg.
Delivery outside the line of the off stump. Ashraf just had a look and just pretty much shoulder arms and watch it goes by to the wicketkeeper. Comes down the track, does a little bit of gardening. So Patel again. Hard and high. Falls into no man's land. So looking at the bottom of the bat now, or the toe of the bat. So in any event, he gets a single. He goes on to 26. 37 it is for the loss of, without loss, I'm sorry, Zishan Qureshi. He's on 6, playing pretty much the supporting role at this juncture.
They are way ahead of their required
Required run rate.
run rate, and it's already partnership built up on 37 runs between these two. And
Hard and high. This will go for 6. Yes, indeed. Good shot there by young Zishan Qureshi. He too has joined the party. He's gone on to 12. 43 it is without loss. The USA All-Stars.
USA All Stars producing here all US Open Fantasy Sixes. Good shot.
Here we go again with these fantasy sixes from my professor Amir Khan. Deshaun again pulled wide mid-wicket. Long on comes across. He knocks it down, but cannot prevent the batsman from get a single. So one more to Qureshi. He goes to 13. Unlucky 13. Brings the hard-hitting Ashraf into strike. Well, no, the over comes to an end. Deshaun Qureshi remains on strike. 44 it is without loss. Amir Khan.
Exactly, you know, from this point on, that the bowling side need to think something out of the box, something extraordinary, bring it to the table. That's what's gonna make them come back in a game. They need to come back in a game. They need to get a wicket at this point. It's very important. They are way ahead of the required run rate, and they are already on 44 in 3 hours, and target is only 116. So if you do an analysis on those at this point of the game, if this hour is fourth hour is getting ready to bowl, they need that hour, less than 5 runs in that hour to maintain them, to put pressure back on the batting side. So let's see what they have.
So Sani is going to pick up the attack from the northern end. Gurinder Sani. Let's see if he is going to bowl right arm over. So a little bit of instruction coming in from the dressing room. Who knows if that will help? Reggie is driving over, covered. There's one running away down towards the wide third man and pulls away just back from the boundary. So Sean Qureshi comes back for the second run. So good run in between these two.
Comfortable too.
46 it is. Qureshi is on 15.
So they are still in a power play right now, but they can keep one person on a deep cover, right there, extra cover that region in between that. So they need to bring one guy. Yeah, that's good move.
Over long off, over cover. This will run away.
6 runs.
It's full signal by the umpire. So Sean is on fire. Qureshi, young Qureshi is on 19. USA All-Star, that brings up the 50. Amir Khan.
Here comes our US Open Fantasy 4. Very good, balanced shot from the Zishan Qureshi. And I've been watching him since he was 10-year-old, but he improved a lot in last couple of years. And I'm very proud to see him to improvement, the way he's playing and the way he's performing.
Well, played some cricket in Pakistan a couple of years ago. So
Yeah,
that pretty much sure help him.
That makes a lot of difference. I've been to Pakistan. I've been practicing in the nets for last 2 weeks only, and it improved my game tremendously. And I was shocked to see myself. Say, what's going on?
Well, we'll come back to that after this over. But it's going to be Sani who is going to continue. Over cover in the air. It's going to be safe though. Falls in no man's land. So Qureshi has so it's 51 it is. Ashraf is on 26. He's on strike. He's only faced some 12 deliveries.
He can be a little dangerous for a left-hand batsman because his ball is nipping in. So if he maintain the right line and length, he can be little dangerous for a left-handed batsman.
Sunny it is. Turns just about now. Flicked away. Over backward of square. They're gone for one. Will they come back for run number two? Yes, the return is on the way. They're going to get it quite comfortably too. So Ashraf goes on to 28. Qureshi is on 20. 53 it is.
Zishan Ashraf is very strong on his leg, and there is no point of bowling on his legs because he's so strong in that region. So they need to ball him to the offside, not on his leg.
Giving himself room now, punch into the cover region. Batsman can get no run. So Qureshi is getting some refreshments, as well as getting a new pair of glove. So both batters are getting refreshment, and it must be because they've been out there from ball one and they've been going gung-ho. 53 it is, 4 overs completed. So it seems like they want to finish this game within 10 overs.
With the intention is like that, to finishing earlier, to get extra points, bonus points, and to finish it off. But that's good that it's I would like to take both of them to take it to the
Take it to the very end.
not losing any wicket.
You want them to bring it home?
Bring it home and stay there and not losing any wickets.
But why would you want to see that though?
It give them.
Do you like the USA All-Stars?
It gives you a confidence for your next match.
Are you favoring a team in this competition, American?
I am as
You're
equal,
neutral.
as neutral as the sky is.
There you go. You heard that, Ivan Henry? Man say he's a neutral partner in this situation here.
Good ball, not a bad ball from this youngster, left hand, Tariq Patel.
He was looking to go towards the long on position. Didn't make contact. The ball came off the upper portion of the tie pad. Now towards short mid off. So good bit of bowling there by Patel so far. He has bowled none for 11. Reggie is giving himself enough room and pulled it down towards the mid wicket, backward of square region, and gets a single in the end. So one more to Zishan Qureshi. 54 it is without loss. So the sun has pretty much left us here.
Yes, yes, indeed. People will go and get known hell than unknown paradise.
With all that, I'm sucking that all up. I'm hearing you loud and clear. This time he's driving out towards cover, long off, giving chase. They're gone for one. They come back for run number 2, and that's all it will be.
Comfortable too.
So total goes up by 2 to 56 without loss. Ashraf is on 30 from some 15 delivery. Qureshi is on 21 from some 13. And between these two, it's a partnership of some 56 runs. Coming down the track hard and high. This one will go over the top of 6. Well, no, just falling short of the money. Just die. A slow death there out in long off. And they're coming back for what? Run number 3? Well, run number 2.
3. 2 or 3? 2.
Well, run number 2, they were on 56. So it's on 58 according to my score. So Qureshi is on 21. Ashraf is on 32.
They should bring the pacer back.
Swept away down towards like 4 more. 4 more for the left-hander. 4 more for Ashraf.
Sweep shot, and it's already
So he goes on to what? 36. 62 it is without loss. The over comes to an end. 5 overs completed. And after some 5 overs, USA All-Star chasing 116 for victory. They are 62 without loss. Zishan Qureshi, he's on 21. And Zishan Ashraf, he's on 36.
So who's Mohammad Asif is back?
So we're going to have a change of commentators.
Not change of heart, just the commentator.
Just the commentators. Audley Watson and Lenny Archibald.
So thank you, Eddie Edwards. A big start here from US All-Stars. Both Zishan and Ashraf, Zishan Qureshi and Ashraf has given US All-Star a dominating day so far. Welcome back, Audley. Seems to be easy pickings there for the US All-Stars, making an impressive start to their campaign.
Very, very impressive start, and I must say Punjab at this stage of the innings, 5 overs at the end of 5, they were 32 for 1. So the All-Stars are way ahead and seem that they are in a hurry to get out of here.
Yeah, certainly dominated here by Zishan Ashraf. He comes out of Multan Sultan out of Pakistan. And would have had a very good series. In fact, Multan Sultan would have gone to the final 4 and lost to Karachi Kings in a super over playoff. So he took what, 22 overs to get to separate the two of them.
And of course, because they are the Kings. King rules.
So Zishan remains on 21. And Zishan Ashraf, we've seen him played some lovely shots all across the outfield here. He's up to 36 from, look at that, just 17 balls. And all of a sudden it's some 54 runs to win from 89 balls, asking 3.6 is the required rate.
Very impressive, very impressive.
And Mohammad Asif, he would have played at the international level, runs in. And Qureshi can't get the ball off the square for now. 62 without loss.
Nice overcast evening. The cricketers, I'm quite sure, will really appreciate that. Sun is not beaming down on their backs and their heads. But it's something else on the mind of those two batters, Qureshi and Ashraf. They just want to get off right now. They're in a hurry.
Certainly, oddly, with certainly not a scoreboard pressure situation today. Oh, he balled him. So Mohammad Asif strikes. He has effected a breakthrough. Zishan Qureshi is cleaned up. It's 62 for 1.
Yes, he went down the pitch, make a heave. He was, I guess he had vision of that ball going over and over the scoreboard, not the scoreboard, the board down the bottom there, and misses, and it was starlights all over, blinking in the middle of the pitch. So he made a quick fire 21 from 17. He was playing almost not totally as supporting role, but he was there as Ashraf was going he-ho. So the first wicket went down at a score at 62 for 1. And will this change the approach of the batters, Lenny? What do you think?
Yes, oddly, that's still a big start when you're chasing not a big score. And certainly we still have Zishan Ashraf there. He's been quite dominating. Mohammad Asif, he's come up with a very good delivery ball on the stumps. Not much you can do with that. And Zishan Qureshi looking for an attacking shot. I didn't pick up probably one of the better balls we've seen from Mohammad Asif. Ramiz Amir comes to the middle. And so 62 for 1.
Certainly Qureshi was not in any mood to be playing forward defensive. He said, I wouldn't get out of here. So, settling down, the bowler or the captain is moving his field around just to make sure that everyone's in the right position. Yes, right down on the boundary to take that catch.
So Ramiz comes in at number 3. He certainly will have something to build on. And Asif has really come back relatively well here. Didn't bowl too impressive in his first over from the come box end, but he has really started pretty well. Coming from upstairs, he's taken 1 already.
He's got Vishan Qureshi to show for that.
So the next match coming up is 22 yards. Will take on Afghan Zwanan Cricket Club. And that match, of course, happens after this one here. So Ramiz gets off the mark. And his innings is on the way. 63 on the board.
Nice drive going down to mid-off. It was stopped by the fielder there. Return to the bowler. 1 run. And of course they don't have to be, they aren't at any spot of bother. No, nothing whatsoever like that. The umpire is given a signal as if to say, is it power play, end of the power play. End of 6 overs, end of power play.
Yeah, that's Jermaine Lindo.
Very experienced umpire, operates from out of the Atlanta area.
Yes, oddly, and would have chalked up a couple of ODIs last year as the ICC League 2.
Yes, so he's a big guy around here.
Yeah, visited the Broward County Stadium. And in fact, that series involved Namibia and Papua New Guinea, along with host nation US. So nice to see that local umpires are climbing the ladder to certainly to international success. And Jermaine Lindo, certainly one of the better umpires around. Very sound umpire. He's been around here long enough. And so we wish him good luck. And certainly he's done well for himself so far.
Just unfortunate that the not the West Indies, but the United States did not do pretty well in the tournament.
Well, that one, that was a 50-over tournament.
Oh, that was a 50.
Yeah,
that was not a T20.
Well.
Okay, so it's pretty new to the USA.
So Sharma comes into the attack, and Sharma last year in the US Open, he ranked very high. In fact, was one of the leading wicket taker last year in the 2019 US Open. So watch for him to bring something special to the table. Not a lot of runs to bowl at, and they've got to defend 53 from 83 balls. So not a big asking.
So I guess his captain is asking him to be very miserly, give away as little as possible, nothing at all if possible.
Yeah, that's one of the things there, is that he will have to make up for what the batting didn't do, and that is always going to be tough with the likes of Zishan Ashraf. He's at the non-striker end, and now we've got Ramiz on strike, 63 for 1. Yeah, but Sharma has made a very good start. We've seen 3 dot balls in the over so far, so certainly a good start from him.
I think we're yet to see a maiden over in this year's edition, so he's on trot. We have seen 2 bowlers bowled 5 dot balls, and it was broken in the last delivery of the over. So he's on par right now, 3 dot balls. Let's see if he will eventually bowl the first maiden over for the tournament for this year.
Yeah, the thing is about an over. It looks like only 6 balls, but it's a long way at time. And while he's done exceedingly well in the first 3, let's see what happens. Oh, that's another quality delivery. So he's gone 4 without getting scored on. And this will probably give Punjab Blues a little bit of hope, a little bit of glimmer, that you never know what can happen. And then they'll remember what happened to Atlanta Paramveers today.
Yes, when it looked like it was all over. Look, they came back to just a brink of winning.
So ball pulled into the onside, and it will go all the way off the bat of Ramiz. And finally a short one here from Sharma, and he pays the price. A powerfully struck ball from Ramiz, and it's gone for another maximum.
Yes, Ramiz let him pay this time. Unfortunately for him, that was how the maiden over was broken, and it was hit high and hard over in the mid-wicket area.
Yeah, that's a good-looking shot, and that's the irony in the bowling. He was bowling tight up until then, but now he's gone for 6 in the over by 1 shot. But he's come back with a good comeback delivery. So we have seen 5 dot balls in that over, and the only spoil was that 6 off the bat of Ramiz, 69 for 1.
Yeah, but we could still call that a decent over in the context of the game, not giving away more than 6.
So the next match coming up, 22 yards, and we were making the point that 22 yards does have quite a few of the Guyanese players inside, the likes of Trevon Griffith, Christopher Barnwell, Kevin Sinclair, Ashmed Ned. We've got Jesse Singh, U.S. national fast bowler, Devendra Bishu, a man who would have played at the international level out of Albion, and also Sharfain Rutherford. Bramble is listed in the lineup, so it's going to be a good matchup again as 22 yards will play the next game. So lots of cricket left in the U.S. Open 2020 series.
We could call it Guyana 2.
Yeah, and speaking of the Guyanese presence at the Open, the Trinidadian presence is heavily here too. Oddly, we've seen the likes of Akil Hussain, Carrie Pierre, William Perkins. We've seen.
And they're shining too. It's not that just that they are here. They are really making their presence felt.
Riyad Emrit is here, and so between Trinidad and Guyana, we have quite a big representation from those two countries.
Yes.
So the former international Mohammad Asif will continue, and this is going to be a good contest here. Zishan Ashraf has batted impressively well. He's played some lovely shots all across the field, and he's a man that seems to be top in form. He has recently played in the Pakistan Super League. No, stroked away through the offside, running up towards the offside boundary. There's a big chase, and in the end, it appears that the ball has won.
It was a losing effort. The ball was always sliding, and it tried to overtake that ball, but it would have taken Usain Bolt to really overtake that ball to pull it back.
Yeah,
but he did his utmost best, but he lost the battle.
Look at the classiness in the shot from Ashraf. Stroked nicely through the offside. And that's a batsman in vintage touch. Zishan Ashraf, he's a class.
Sometime after you missed it the first time, taking a look at the replay, you say, wow, look at it.
So Mohammad Asif. Ball steered into the offside, can't score. Ashraf will remain on 40. He's batted impressively well. He's off just off 19 balls.
Batting really impressive. Asif so far has taken 1 for 21, 2 overs and 2 balls. And he'll be working up some pace coming from the West Palm Beach end or the northern end. Racing in once more, and it was a wide as signaled by umpire. 1 wide, umpire Ajita. So you'll have to do that all over again. $74 for 1. Only 7 overs. 7.2 overs so far.
Yeah, there's no hiding in T20 cricket. And so while Mohammad Asif might have tried one to evade the batsman bat and certainly his strokes, he certainly will have to bowl it back. You don't hide in T20 cricket, oddly.
Right. You just have to do it again.
Yeah, the only time you'll probably hide if you're taking a licking, you know it will come to an end. That's the good thing about T20 cricket.
And some of these batters, once you are targeted and you try to bowl that ball outside the off-top, if you venture down the leg sides, the wide, but you try to bowl it wide, they follow you and still hit the ball away.
So an easy single here to Ashraf. Takes him into the 40. Have we seen a 50 on the ground?
Yes, we have seen
a couple of them.
A couple of 50s even today. William Perkins made 70 yard, and I think Dial made about 72. And I think there was another 50, if I'm not mistaken. But there have been a few.
Yeah, we
At
still
least 2.
Yeah, we still see a lot of batsmen in the series, and they'll have to get going. It's only second day of cricket. Of course, headlining the event this year is Chris Gayle and Andre Russell, and none other than the universe boss himself. And when you look at the records that Chris Gayle has, there's no other cricketer on the planet that holds more records, especially in the limited over format as Chris Gayle.
And he also shares some records in Test cricket, because he is one of only 4 to have made 2 triple centuries in Test cricket.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll wait for the Paramvirs to come back, and then we'll highlight all Chris Gayle's
stats.
accomplishment. But in the meantime, Zishan Ashraf, he's batted impressively well. So just coming back to the lineup this year in the US Open 2020 series, we've got the likes of Chris Gayle and Andre Russell, I understand, is arriving today or later tonight.
Yes, I know he was playing in a PLP, and he'll be joining later, this week.
So we've got the likes of Devendra Bishu, who's played at the international level. Sharfane Rutherford, briefly up there in
T20.
in T20, and would have been part of the Mumbai Indian squad, although he didn't play, but
IPL, yes.
would have been quite pleased with the result. And we'll come back and discuss some of the top players in this year's US Open, but it's 8 over 77 for 1.
And at this stage, the Punjab, they were 54 for 1, so no doubt about the US All-Stars, they are miles ahead, 77 for 1.
Yeah, the scorecard is saying 39 needed from 72 with an asking rate just over 3, so that should be a walk in the park.
Indeed, just a walk in the park.
And certainly led by a big innings so far from Zishan Ashraf. Look at that, he's batted impressively. He's posted 42.
Almost 200 strike rate, just under 200 strike rate.
Yeah, got a good start. They put on 62 for the first wicket, along with the captain Zishan Qureshi. And probably oddly, they were never under any scoreboard pressure. You don't scare no one with just about 120 on the board.
Not after they have raced to 50. I think they raced to 50 with 4 overs. After 4 overs.
So Sharma will continue, it appears. And his first over would have gone for 6 runs. Oh, that's a lovely shot from Ashraf again. Could pick up a couple of runs there. Deep cover. And the man continues to motor along. Very fluent left-hander today.
Indeed, he is showing everybody else how it ought to be done. And there have been a lot of struggles on this pitch. From yesterday, we have had some good innings also. But Ashraf is one of those who had to set in the pace.
Yeah, it'll be a good 50. This one is sliced into the offside. Didn't time well. But timing or not, he'll pick up a couple of runs. We'll push him up to 46. And the US All-Stars, they continue to dominate here today. They bowled impressively well, and now with 81 on the board, 35 to win from 70 balls, it's going to be tough to really lose from here.
We know it's cricket, as we always say, the game of glorious uncertainties, but indeed, it will be hard for them to lose from here. They have been so dominant so far.
Yeah, Ashraf remains on 46. And oddly, let's round up our list of some of the international stars or players who have played at the international level. So we stopped at Devendra Bishu, and then of course we've got Sean Finley here. Sean Finley having played briefly at the West Indies level. Rayad Emrit, also another brief appearance at the international level. We've got Kari Pierre, Fabian Allen, Kesrick Williams, Asad Fadadin, and not forgetting Chandrapal Hemraj, who batted brilliantly last night. So a couple of runs here again off the bat of Ashraf will take him up to 48 and pushes his score up to 83.
Brilliant chase by the fielder, but then he just overhauled it in the boundary, on the boundary line, and 2 runs as the result.
Yeah, and then of course we've got William Perkins and Andrew Mccarty. Did Andrew Mccarty represent the West Indies?
I know he represented Jamaica. Not sure about Jamaica, the West Indies.
All right, so we'll
But-
put a tick on him.
An asterisk there, yeah.
So Ashraf on 48. And he tucks this one into the offside, realizing he has a lot of overs to work with. He goes up to 49. He's batted very well. It's 84 for 1.
And that's smart cricket. Just do what you absolutely have to do right now. You're under no pressure, as you said before, no scoreboard pressure. So when you need to take the one, just push the ball out there, take the one, and then the opportunity will come when you open your arms and hit over the boundary or down to the boundary.
So Sharma has gone for 7 runs in this over. Ramiz on 8. Yeah, Ramiz will have to. Well, Ashraf will have to wait a while longer, as Ramiz will retain strike when play resumes. It's 85 for 1.
Yes, he's there on 49 from 27. And yeah, you said Ramiz, 9 from 10. And the U.S. All-Stars, they are just coasting along with 31 from 66. 31 from 66. That's easy going, easy picking. You can see the other, one of the other teams down the bottom. I don't know if it's 22 yards or, as a matter of fact, both teams are doing their practice on both ends. Getting in shape, getting in gear, getting a feel of what is going to happen.
So the man with bowling figures of 1 for 25, Mohammed Asif, having used up 3 overs already. So they're going for the kill, realizing that bowling overs here wouldn't win. And so
You can't hold back your best bowlers.
Mohammed Asif will have to produce a spell of brilliance here to stop a very dominating U.S. All-Stars today. Oddly, they've been in form, bowled well, and now they're batting well.
And that's what is expected from the U.S. All-Stars, and especially with the high expectation of Captain Qureshi.
So this could be the big moment here for Zishan Ashraf, Multan Sultan player. A man who plies his trade in the Pakistan Super League, has had a good season over there. And now Mohammed Asif will come into bowl to Zishan Ashraf. He's batted well on 49 of 27. And this could be the big moment for the left-hander. He's been very attractive today. He lets it go, ball outside the off stump. Signal a wide from umpire Aditya Gajar. And so Mohammed Asif, as we've made mention, there's nowhere to hide.
You'll have to do it all over again. It's best for you to just face the music.
So Ashraf settles on weight. Mohammed Asif going down the leg side now, and it eludes the keeper for a couple of wides, and that changes the strike.
Yes.
And Zishan Ashraf will have to wait. So Ashraf in this year Pakistan Super League would have batted alongside the likes of Adam Light, Sean Masood, Riley Roseau. Some big names there, oddly.
Big names in international cricket.
Ravi Bopara.
Wow. Englishman.
And Shahid Afridi.
Oh, boom, boom.
Shahid Afridi, the man who has played with more T20 franchise than anyone else in the world. And we'll tell you where Chris Gale stands with him. But maybe we'll leave that for another time when Chris shows up at the park. So 9.2 gone, 90 for 1 on the board. and brings the attractive left-hander Zishan Ashraf as the boys from US All-Stars wait in anticipation that Zishan Ashraf could get a 50 here this afternoon.
Yes, indeed. And we just noticed that Lenny has just left us at this point, hanging on to hear what's happening when.
So there we go. Zishan Ashraf has brought a 50 from 28 balls. And what a knock we've seen from the attractive left-hander from Multan Sultan. Zishan Ashraf, 50 not out.
And he's been waiting for quite a while, and we could call that delayed gratitude. Yeah, no, it's 50 runs.
Yeah, 50 runs to Zishan Ashraf. He's been here before. We saw him last year.
Yes.
And even last year he was in blazing form. Ball stroked into the offside by Ravi. So he continues to bat fluently also. And pretty much they're on cruise control here with 25 runs to win from 63 balls. Doesn't seem much of a...
Not a spot of bother.
At all.
And just look at those flattering winds, flattering flags. And the wind still continue to come from the east, down by the oceans. East to west.
Ball stroked into the offside again, running up towards the cover boundary. Beats the fielder. And another boundary here for Zishan Ashraf. Another lovely shot. He goes up to 54.
And it was just a matter of time when the US All-Stars will be walking off as victors.
Yeah, they are in Group A. The other big team in Group A is going to be a treat to watch when they take on Somerset Cavaliers.
That is going to be a feature match.
So they are from Group A. It features Somerset Cavaliers. We've got US All-Star. We got Punjab Blues, and we've got the Samp Army out of is it North Carolina or South Carolina? Yeah, Samp Army, one of the teams in this group. And then, of course, Group B have the likes of Atlanta Paramveer, 22 yards, who's playing next. Brampton Pacers and the Afghans Zwanan.
I guess the 22 yards team is going to tell that they are in charge of the 22 yards out there.
So 97 for 1. Essentially 19 runs needed from 60 balls. So you get the impression that US All-Stars could put points on the table this evening.
It would take a miracle to prevent them from putting some points on the board. Punjab Blues would have to be taking like 3 wickets in each over without much addition to the score for them to overcome this one.
So 22 yards will take on Afghan Zwanan next. And already you viewers may not be able to see this, but the boys are practicing very rigorously. We've seen the likes of Jesse Singh and the Trevon Griffith and all the other players. Ashmed Ned, the leg spin out of Guyana. So promises to be a very good game. I think 22 yards will have to somehow get a win to stay in.
It's going to be very difficult for them. It's going to be 2 teams playing, yes, but it's going to be very difficult. Not impossible for them to pull one back.
Oh, a full toss hammered into the onside has gone all the way. Brings up the 100. And another 6 for Zishan Ashraf. 103 for 1.
Good stroke. You just came down the pitch, turned it into a full toss, and over mid wicket.
Yeah, very, very poor delivery from Sharma. And it's always going to be very difficult here. It's a daunting prospect here. Can you win from here? Doesn't look like that, so he's probably has given up here. Oh, through the offside, fielder in place, can't score.
Good fielding.
And so
Good
Ashraf
shot, good
remains
field.
on 61. He's in top form tonight. We've seen him here last year, oddly, and he appears that when he left last year, he left with good form, and that form continues even.
Came back with it.
Yeah. So 13 to win from 58 balls. It's 103. And ball dabs into the offside using the pace of the spinner. And they come back for an easy couple of runs here as Ramis came back quite quickly. And so the writing on the wall, 11 to win from 57.
11 from 57. It's all over by the shouting. I must say the fat lady has already sung. She's not clearing her, she has cleared her throat long time ago. She has sung and it's all over.
Yes, oddly, I use the phrase, oh, the batsman has changed bowling arms. He's come left arm over the wicket. But Ashraf has picked up runs here again. He's picked up a couple of runs and pushes the equation to 9 to win from 56 balls. In fact, maybe mentioning 56 ball has no relevance here. With just about 9 runs to get.
Ball, just the amount of runs.
But coming back for a little phrase that we use, the writing on the wall. Where did that come from? Is that from the book of Daniel?
From the book of Daniel.
Belshazzar?
Belshazzar, you know the thing.
Yeah,
they have been weighing the balance and found wanting.
Yeah, Belshazzar and the book of Daniel. So the writing on the wall.
Yes, sir.
Well, back then in the book of Daniel, that writing on the wall was a writing of doom, wasn't it?
And it's always referred to as the person that's facing the doom. They said the writing is on the wall. Pronounced judgment.
So Punjab Blues, we're seeing the writing on the wall.
Which is not good.
Yeah, not good. It's their opening game, both teams here. And it appears that it will be a U.S. All-Star, 108 for 1.
It's just about over. We have completed 11 overs. That's really irrelevant right now. But just 8 runs to win. With all the time in the world, all the balls in the 54 deliveries.
Yes, oddly, it's a good thing we have changed the commentator schedule for having
Yes.
5 overs, because a pair of commentators would have lost out. Big
Almost
time.
totally, because it's just 11 overs. So you'd have a 1 overs and over and maybe 2 overs.
Yeah, we've seen some good cricket here again. And what may have prevented US All-Stars from scoring big today is that they batted last. And one of the good thing I think some of the non-big name teams have done, oddly, when they've won the toss, they've elected quickly to bat. They know that when you're coming up against these big guns, you never take chance at the top of the order because you never know. But we saw Paramveer struggle in the chase. So
Yeah, very, very much. Yes, yesterday. I think they won with just one ball to spare.
So things winding down here. 8 runs to win. And Ashraf on 66. You've seen him. He's played some lovely shots. He's a quality batsman. And we'll have to wait and see what the other days hold for Zishan Ashraf. But for now, he's been total class. So a single that brings US All-Star closer to a win. So we're almost to the close here. I know the toss has been made for the other match. Ivor Henry is just waiting to take us to the toss, but I think we can finish up here in a jiffy as the ball struck well here by Ramis. He picks up another single and brings the equation down to 6 runs to win. A win here for All-Star, putting points on the table for the first time this season.
Hit and a miss this time. Cuts at the ball, went through to the keeper. No nick, so he's not in any trouble. Sharma in his third over. None for 16 so far. And this is high. And that's game, set, match.
Yeah, an impressive win here by U.S. All-Stars.